Hello everyone. So in this video I am going to explain about basic SQL syntax. In this lecture I will cover like how to write a SQL query with basic syntax, like just starting point of SQL. So these are the basic syntax that we must know before starting to write a query on SQL. So first I am starting with this syntax: select a star or column list from table name. So let me explain this in a very brief. So select a star from table name. So this is the table name, this is the from clause that is used to fetch data from table, and this is the star or column name. So when I keep star, it means I am going to select all the column name. But when I instead of a star, when I give a column name, like if I give two column name, then it will fetch all the data. But when I use a star, it will return all the data. Okay, but when I use the selected column, it will return data for the selected column. So let's see, when I run this, I got all the data. So now here I just want to get ID and depth. So let's see what will I get. So I am getting here only two column. So this is the first step of writing SQL query. And now let's see another additional thing. So just example, now we are able to get all the data. Okay, we are able to get all the data with selected column. Now just assume we want to filter data based on any specific condition. Like here we have all many values, but I want to see some filter value, like I want to see only IT departments. Then in that case we have to apply filter, and the clause we use for filter is where depth is equal to, very simple, IT. Now let's see what we'll get. Now we can see like we are getting value only for IT. So similar, we can apply any of the, like we can apply filter on anything, like name, salary, anything. And what are the operator we can use with the filter, that I will cover in the filter lecture, in the video where I will cover operators that we can use in filter or where clause. So this is only for basic SQL syntax. Now next, uh, after getting data based on selected column, or based on some uh, row filtered rows, now we are going to get data using group by and aggregate. So what is group by and what is aggregate? Simply, group by will group the data based on some particular column. Just example, when I use group by with department, then it will make the grouping of department, and then it will give aggregate of that particular department. Let's see the result. Select here, instead of where, let's write group by department. Done. Now we need to give any aggregate, like I want to see sum of salary group by department. Let's add sum and salary. We will see, now we will see sum of salary of each department. So we can see it given sum of salary for HR, IT and sale. So this is how group by works. When we have to get aggregate data based on a particular group, like when we need to get the aggregate data of each group, then we do use group by and then aggregate function. So without group by also we can write aggregate function. So in this case we will get sum of all employee salary. See, it's a sum of a salary for all employee. Now let's see the another SQL syntax: group by with having. So as we have seen, like we had applied filter on table value where department is equal to IT. But just assume when we have to apply group by based on, when we have to apply filter based on group by, what we will do? So in that case we will use having clause. So this query is giving this result. Now I want to see the data where sum of salary greater than 50,000, greater than 5 lakh. Just assume greater than 5 lakh. Doesn't matter it's belong to which department. So let's apply having sum of salary, having sum of salary greater than 5 lakh, 50,000, 5 lakh. Now this filter will apply on the particular group, like every group. So what will happen, it will, for HR department, it will check whether it is greater than 50,000 or not. Let me reduce this value, 2,50,000, greater than 2,50,000. Okay, so it will check for each group whether that sum of salary for that group is greater than this or not. Let's execute this. So we can see we are getting only IT and sales, and that HR had the value 1,70,000, so that got rejected. Now let's see the another syntax, uh, group by with where clause also. So in this case what will happen, first it will apply filter on call first it will apply filter on table value, then whatever value will get from the table after filter, okay, then on that value group by will happen, and then uh, having clause will apply on that. Let's see practically. So first let me execute this one, select star from default. Let's execute this value. So we are able to see this much value, and now we want to reject, or we want to filter out the row where salary is less than 50,000. Okay, where salary less than 50,000. So when I apply this, what will happen, this value will reject, this value will reject. Okay, let's see. Yes, salary less, sorry, I applied less than 50,000. Let me apply greater than. So I applied greater than, so I have value where salary greater than 50,000. Now next requirement, like when we have the value where salary greater than 50,000, then find the sum of salary for each department where salary greater than 50,000. Okay, so this is the new requirement now. Sorry, so in this case group by department. Now I run the query. So what is happening here, first it filter the row where salary less than 50,000. Now we have salary only greater than 50,000. After that it applied the condition. What was the condition, like after that it applied group by department, and then it is returning the sum of salary for each department where salary greater than 50,000 of each employee. We can see HR have 80,000, IT have this much, sale have this much. Now again we have one more condition to add, that is like the last condition is like in the group value, like in the sum of group value, we want to see only sum of salary where salary greater than 1 lakh. So now definitely HR should not show. Yeah, so these two have greater than 1 lakh. Sum of salary for each department is greater than 1 lakh or 100,000. Okay, so this is how group by work with filter and having clause. Now next last thing we have like order by. So now we have very less data, but when we have a large amount of data like number of lot of rows, then in that case we have to see either maximum value or minimum value. So in that case we have to apply group by order by clause. So let's see cell, and I want to give description descending order. So this is first. Now let me give ascending. So now what should be? Uh, Now this is the first. So this is all about basic SQL syntax. So in the next lecture, I will cover some other topic. Let me show you which will be the topic. So in the next lecture, I am going to cover limiting row. How can we limit the row in SQL? Thank you.